I'm Matt Tory.
And I'm Jordan Hopewell.
From We Make Movies. And you're listening to this freaking show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of This Freakin' Show, the weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. I'm your host, Travis D, and alongside me this evening,
Awkward Colin
and Geek Cast Joe.
And this episode of This Freakin' Show is brought to you by Firepit Bar and Grill, Peotone, Illinois. If you're looking for a down-home country restaurant that offers you a burger and beer for $7.99 every Monday and Wednesday, come on down to Firepit Bar and Grill. You can find them at Facebook at Firepit Bar or at the website, firepitbar.com. Ah, man. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
You know, I'm great.
It's a little different, though, because my girlfriend's here with me. So she gets to hear me on how I talk on the call.
Well, it's awesome. You got an audience. You know?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of weird. She gave me the weirdest look saying my intro.
Oh, shit. So, to the listeners out there, great news and bad news. Great news is I got to see Ripley Street last night at Firepit, which
that was last night.
It was, and it was an amazing night. I got there a little bit late, though. Did some things around the house. I got the bar put in the basement.
Nice.
So I'm happy for that, yep. Working with Carl to build the addition onto it, because as much as I love just having the bar I got, I want to add a little bit more to it, so that'll be great. We also put up new lights in the garage, so now instead of having 2 fluorescent bulbs in the middle of the garage, I got 2 on each side for a total of 4, possibly 6 year to work. So the garage is pretty lit now. So I'm happy for it. The whole party house thing's coming together, so I'm really excited for that. The unfortunate news, and I didn't find this out till a couple days ago, Fifth Cast went on hiatus.
That's true.
I was on the Fear the other day, which he was talking to me a little bit about Fearcast, and like he never really talks to me about Fearcast. He always talks to me about Fifth Cast. So I asked him about it because you know, like how we have these little intro plugs and everything at the beginning of our shows that we're working on.
Yep.
He sent me them, and they're like, "Oh, Fearcast." So I asked him, "Hey, you know, what about the Fifth Cast ones?" And he said that right now they're taking a break from Fifth Cast, which it broke my heart, and I'm pretty sure it broke a lot of other people's hearts because Fifth Cast was like the first podcast outside of Geek Cast Live that I started listening to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know, like, it sucked to hear go. And he sent me this letter that they sent out to all their listeners and everything. It looks like, and I totally understand where he's coming from about how they're so busy, you know, with Fearcast. You know, they're doing the YouTube show, and they have so many other things going on. That at least for the summer, Fifth Cast is kind of taking a break. I don't remember how many shows they were at. I think it was a little over 200 something.
Wow.
Yeah, so I know they've been going for a while. So as far as I know right now, for the summer they're done. They're gonna look at it in the fall. I hope they do come back because, you know, I'm a huge fan of Fifth Cast. I mean, I'll start listening to Fearcast. I listened to a couple of the promos he sent me and had like a little fucking girl doing like a chant at the beginning of it, and it kind of scared me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of like little chanting girls. It just
not really up your alley.
No, not whatsoever. I mean, like, I'm trying to get better with horror movies, but if you have a creepy girl in it, nope, we can't do it. Nope. I told him flat out, if I ever fucking came home one day, walked upstairs, and there were like a set of twins at the end of the hallway holding hands, doing fucking Ring Around the Rosie, I'm burning the fucking house down.
That's The Shining, right?
Yep.
Never seen it.
I guess were those boys or girls?
Oh,
Those are girls.
they're girls.
They're girls. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, something like that happens. Fuck it. Nope. Burn the house down. Call it a day. Like, hey, it's yours now. Fucking torch it. Don't give a shit.
Word.
Yeah. So we got a good show coming up this evening. I'm really excited about. We got some guests coming up. So I'm happy for that. This is like I think this is our first guest. Probably in like a month or something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. I'm excited. I'm excited to get these couple guys on here and everything. I bet they're really eager to get on too, since they were supposed to be on like 15 minutes ago. So I don't know. But before we bring them on, is there anything new about you guys? Anything going on? You want to quickly discuss before we call them on, or
Huh?
No, not really.
no? You guys are so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
Yeah, you're married and have girlfriends and shit like that, and I have a more exciting life. I don't do shit. No, I'm kidding.
Probably a reason somewhere in there. Probably interesting because you.
I do gotta say, Sam did get me an awesome slice of angel food cake that I'm enjoying right now.
Nice.
Oh, angel food cake's the best.
It's got whipped
Angel
cream
food,
and
so
strawberries
fluffy.
on it.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh wow, Joey, what were you saying? Because it sounded like you're gonna insult me.
No, I was insulting the concept of wives and girlfriends.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a thing married men are supposed to do. I don't know why.
I gotcha.
I generally disagree with it. I just.
It's like when you're trickling off there at the end. It's like it sounds like you're trying to insult me, and Colin was catching on, and he fucking interrupted with angel food cake.
Nope. I was just living into the trope.
Oh, like when two guys get together, like marriage, right? Like,
yeah.
I get what you're saying.
What is it they say? The punishment for bigamy is 2 mother-in-laws.
That has to be like a fucking marriage joke, man. Because I never heard it.
I think it is.
It's got to be. It's got to be. But you're coming up soon on your 2 year, 3 year anniversary. 2 years.
2
years? 2 years. Next month. Next month.
Wait till it's 30.
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, Colin. I think next month, isn't it your 1 year with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Next month,
July 29th.
Yeah, look at that. You guys in your monogamy and fucking love and shit. Fuck this. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, let's plug a podcast and then bring our guest on.
Perfect.
What up, everybody? It's Razor.
This is Fear.
And MDI.
And we are Fifth Cast, the premier show of the FYFC Podcast Network.
We like to talk. Hell, we'll talk about anything.
World events and personal stories.
Technology and pop culture.
And once even, pterodactyl porn. Seriously, that's a thing. Google it.
New episodes are available every Friday on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. Also, subscribe to the video podcast on youtube.com/FYFC podcasts.
I'm not sure why you were yelling, but that was excellent.
Now fuck your face and back to the show.
We said normal voice.
I know, but I like that one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to this episode of This Freaking Show, and we are very happy to have along with us today. God, I can't even talk. I'm kind of nervous about this whole thing. With us today are a couple of movie creators, actors of a movie called We Make Movies, which if you haven't seen yet, you definitely need to. So with us today is Matt Tory and Jordan Hopewell. Hello. So how are you guys doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
Doing great. I'm happy you guys are here with us. I'm happy we're getting a chance to talk.
Thanks for asking us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Briefly, just kind of want to tell everyone a little bit about who you are and just a little background about you.
Okay. Well, I'll go first. My name is Matt Tory. I wrote and directed this movie called We Make Movies. And I've been making movies with friends like Jordan since I was a kid. We kind of wanted to make a movie that was kind of lampooning our childhood together, making movies. So that was kind of the inspiration behind this. But now I'm out in LA just trying to write and make movies, and we'll see what happens. So,
fantastic.
Yeah. How about you, Jordan?
I'm Jordan Hopewell. Like Matt said, I grew up kind of making movies with him for fun as we were kids. That kind of did the 2 years of video, and then got to the broadcasting class and just kind of fell in love with film and the making of film and just the process that goes into it. So when I graduated high school, I ended up going out to California to study film at the Art Institute. So I did that for a few years before it just became way too expensive as far as living and trying to pay for the school at the same time. So I ended up stopping the school thing, and then just kind of to make movies with Matt, and then as well as do some short projects with my old classmates as well. So tried to kind of stick with it for a little bit as well, and hopefully at some point to get back into it. I'm currently back in Idaho right now helping take care of my parents as they're having some health issues. So I kind of dropped everything I was doing and came back to lend a hand out here, and then I hope once things kind of get resolved out here that I can kind of start getting my hands dirty back in the film industry again.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really cool. So, so as a filmmaker and everything, I'm assuming there's got to be some kind of influence that you kind of use to make your movies. Like, is there like a certain person, like producer, director, writer, or anything, do you kind of like look at when you create your movies, or like is there like an influence in any way?
I mean, for me, I'm. It's kind of the cliche answer, but Steven Spielberg has always been my big inspiration, just because I feel like he can do any movie, any genre, and he does it well. You know, so that's he's always been like my big inspiration. But as for like this movie, the biggest inspiration was probably like TV shows like The Office or Parks and Rec, where it was like a fake documentary, that kind of thing.
You know, it was weird because like I was actually talking to Joey and Con a little before you guys came on. I'm a huge fan of The Office. I never saw Parks and Rec. I really want to, but I am a huge fan of The Office. And I was telling them how like when I was kind of looking, like when I was watching the movie and I was looking at Steven, it reminded me so much of Michael Scott. Mm-hmm. Like I couldn't get away from that idea of it, because like just the way, like, so when they did the quick cuts to him just talking to the camera and everything, and just like some of his attitude towards certain people in the movie, it was so much like Michael Scott. It just blew me away. And like I didn't know if you're intentionally going for that concept or whatever, but like it worked, and it worked perfectly with the movie, and it was just awesome to me just seeing that.
Well, that's good to hear. I would say he was definitely a inspiration, because I wanted to make a movie where the main character wasn't a likable person, and see if over the course of the movie maybe the audience could start to like him maybe just a little bit more. So Michael Scott was definitely an inspiration.
Oh yeah. Well, when I was looking at, like, when I first started out, like I was not a big fan of Steven whatsoever. Like I just kept thinking, like, I'm like, this is not gonna be a pleasant person. Like out of it, like I love Donnie the most.
Okay.
Like I love the character Donnie and everything, and I really felt bad when he drove into the garbage cans on that bike. but like, I mean, like, I've seen it. Like I'm. Oh shit! But no, like, I mean, like, I'm just watching how the whole movie goes through. It's like, you know, you sit there and like you don't want to like Steven, but it's hard not to like him, you know.
Well, that's good to hear. That was the hope.
Yeah. So what was going on, like, a little bit, like, you want to give me a small idea about the rest of the cast and everything? You know, Curtis and Garth and all the other ones.
So basically, everyone that's in the movie is someone who was really like a lifelong friend of mine in real life, and we all kind of how I presented it to them was that I said, let's make a movie about making fun of how we all used to make movies when we were kids together, and let's all kind of play exaggerated or, you know, different versions of ourselves. So I'm the director, so of course I played the director character. And then you got someone like Zach who plays Leonard, and he was always basically the main actor in all of the movies we would make, so we were kind of playing off of that. And then Jonathan Holmes, who plays Garth, he's kind of always just along for the ride. He's such a great guy. He's always willing to do whatever. So his character was just kind of the person that's, yeah, whatever you need from me, I'm here. I'll do it. That's fine. And then as for Matt Silver, who plays Curtis, we don't really hate each other in real life. That was just an interesting character. I thought it was funny. So. And then, of course, Anne, who plays Jessica. She's not really that sarcastic or that mean in real life, but yeah, she plays it well. She plays it well.
She's one of the sweetest person.
Yeah, she's really nice.
Which is kind of funny. Her character was very far from who she is in real life.
Yeah, she's the one character where it's kind of the opposite of her. The rest of us kind of play like, very comical or exaggerated versions of ourselves, but she's kind of the opposite.
See, I would never thought of it because she played her character really well. But it's just like, every everything, and I know it sounds like I'm going a little bit over top when I say this, but literally every part of that movie, I laughed at almost everything because it was so much funny, and then even the parts you're not supposed to laugh because I know there was some drama to it. I know there was obviously there was humor, but there was some drama, especially and I don't want to get too much of the movie away without ruining everything because I do want people to go see this movie. Mm-hmm. But I love the part when you first introduced Garth, and you're talking about how Garth is kind of the cool kid. I mean, I'm the cool kid too, but in a different way. Mm-hmm. It's just I just love those small little things in the movie. He's
just clueless.
Yeah, and I loved what I first heard, when you introduced Leonard, and he corrected himself, or he corrected you instead of Leonard. I'm like, oh my god, this is a douchebag, isn't he? Yeah. He has to change his name and everything, and then just seeing what trailers he had and what he wanted, and I love that. Now, in the movie, you had your mom bring snacks and stuff. Now that was your real mom.
That's my real mom, yeah, and it's kind of an ongoing joke with everything I've ever made. She's always in it. She's always in it in some way. So she's always some kind of sidekick character or something. So I had to have her in it.
Wow,
that's fantastic. Awesome. Well, and in a movie about making movies with your friends, I mean, that's how do you not get your mom to do that?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, there was one scene. There was a picture of when you were younger. I think it was a picture of you and Donnie, and you guys remade that picture years afterwards, wearing the exact same shirts and everything. Mm-hmm. Was that you guys as kids?
That's really us. Yeah, that
was really you guys.
That was really us. We've known each other our whole life. Our parents are pretty much they grew up best friends. Our parents went to the same church when we were both born, so we've known each other for our whole lives, and we have the same birthday, just like in the movie. So we were always doing stuff together. So that's a real picture of us.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
The way that we have it set up in the movie, as you see the picture and you see us next to each other, we're actually flipped. So if you look at the picture and flip the two of us, that's kind of how we actually align in real life.
Yeah, so when we remake it in the scene, I'm actually it's actually Jordan as a kid that I'm pretending to be like, and it's me as a kid that Jordan's pretending to be like.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan, how was it playing the Donnie character? Because I felt bad for you the entire movie, man. Because you're holding the lights and you're struggling. You don't know how to write it back. I felt bad, man. How was it playing that character?
It was actually a lot of fun playing that character. I always try to think of how that character is not like me because I don't really want to be totally Donnie, but I'm a lot like Donnie in a lot of ways. A little quirky, a little weird. I like to smell random things. I kind of realized that partway through as I started doing that little gag with Donnie. I was like, I think I do this in real life. But as far as the stuff they're putting me through, it wasn't too bad. It makes things more, I guess, realistic. Kind of the torturing that Matt put me through as the director. rather, as a director. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I definitely, took a little inspiration from a few different characters that I kind of melded into one. I liked Third Rock from the Sun growing up a lot, and so I kind of took French Stewart character, Harry Solomon, for a little bit of Donnie, as a little bit of Dwight Schrute in there. And then, there's a couple other people I took some inspiration from to kind of work Donnie out to what he ended up being. One of the funny things is that scene with the bike, how Donnie doesn't know how to ride a bike. I always find that comical, and I've commented this a few times, is that I actually work in a bicycle shop, and I grew up riding bikes, and I grew up racing bikes. So I thought it was pretty funny that Donnie doesn't know how to ride a bike. It's one of the complete opposite things of myself versus Donnie there.
Yeah, I remember.
It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I remember reading a little bit of background about you guys and everything. I found that really amusing that you actually work on bikes for a living, and here you are covered in elbow pads and a helmet, and there's all this gear, trying to get a bike moving just to end up falling right in front of a truck. It's like.
Yeah, I gotta give Jordan credit. Jordan's always doing, yeah.
The coffee I splashed in my face. I don't think it was coffee, but I think it was iced tea. Was there iced tea in that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that you improvised that, or was you supposed to do that? Because that just seemed so random.
Oh, well, I think Matt told me to do it, but I don't believe that the other cast members knew that I was going to be doing that. So it wasn't necessarily improvised since I was told to do it, but it was a little bit of a surprise for the other characters there, the other actors.
Yeah, Johnny starts to laugh if you look at the scene, and then he kind of stops himself.
I kind of noticed that a little, as he kind of turned away right before it was getting ready for the bike. So I was thinking about something like if he wasn't supposed to do that, I'm so glad he did do it, because it just added to the weirdness of Donnie.
Yeah. Jordan's always doing all this weird stuff I tell him to do. He's a champ.
Oh, geez. So yeah, so I was looking. So when I was watching the movie, like I said, I watched it through twice to kind of make sure I got everything through it. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to go through what were some of the moments in the movies that you were taken away from. I was trying to figure out, because I know you had Forrest Gump in there, and I know Mary Poppins, maybe. What were the actual points that you guys were taking away to actually make the movie inside the movie? Because I was trying to figure that out and couldn't really grab all
just the different movies we were referencing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, at the beginning, you have the scene with Indiana Jones where he's in the desert, and then when they're in front of the green screen, it's Forrest Gump and Princess Leia. So we got Star Wars in there. Mm-hmm. Pretty much, it was just what. Steven thinks he's the next Steven Spielberg. So the big kind of blockbuster movies by Steven Spielberg and Star Wars, those kind of movies are going to be the movies that he thinks are the best in the world. So he's going to rip off movies like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Forrest Gump. What else was in there? Mary Poppins, Back to the Future.
Yeah.
What's that movie with the computer?
Oh, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Taken. The Wizard of Oz. He had the Yellow Brick Road. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I was so hoping at the very end of it, you're actually gonna play that movie you guys were making, because I just want to see it. And one of my favorite, and I was talking about, one of my favorite parts of it was when you guys were sitting down and watching the animation that was made for it. You blew half your budget on.
Oh yeah. That's my friend, my roommate. Actually, he's my roommate. His name is Robert Carlson, and he makes those kind of videos, and he puts them on YouTube. That's how he makes a living. So he has a huge following.
I just love that,
Better than that.
but they're like stop motion videos and stuff. So I asked him, hey, do you want to do like a 5-second thing for this movie? And he was like, yeah, sure, that'd be fun.
I just loved how I'm sitting there watching this, and you guys are talking about this animation that was made that you spent half the budget on. And it's literally two animation people walk through a door, say, "Oh look, there's your door," walk through it, and that's it. And half the budget went to that. It took them a month to do it. I lost it at that point because I just saw Garth just stare at you. Things like that amused the hell out of me. This entire movie amused the hell out of me, and I loved it. And I'm so glad I watched it.
You're the prime audience then.
Oh yeah, I mean it's those documentary type things, like you said, like when you looked at The Office and Parks and Rec and stuff like that. It's like I'm so into those, and that's what drew me to this movie. It's like I was telling you, I was really excited when I heard there was another one, and I'm hoping there's going to be another one in the future too. Because I'm a fan.
We actually have a short film that we filmed a couple months ago, and I think we're gonna release it like next month. I think it's not a comedy though. We tried to do something more serious.
I'll watch it too. I mean, I like serious too. I mean,
Jordan's the main character in it.
Nice. Jordan, do you actually have that long hair in real life, like still, or?
I don't have the long hair in real life. I cut it. Oh boy, I think it was last Christmas. As a Christmas present to my mom, I was too poor to kid her anything, and so my Christmas present to my mom was cutting all my hair off and putting it to work. It was actually a stupid Christmas present that year, so it paid off.
I bet she really appreciated that.
She did. Yeah, she likes her son with short hair, so. And I've kept it. I started to kind of grow it out again, and then I cut it short. Just for the summer, it's hot. The long hair just gets a little bit warm, so I'm doing the short hair again for a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the next year or two I end up growing it back out.
I think you'll grow it out again.
Yeah, I usually do.
No, that's really cool. So what is do you guys have like a movie planned in the future? Like not so much one that you already have to be released, but any ideas for what may be coming later on?
I mean, there's nothing specific. I mean, I think both of us, kind of our dream would be maybe to work full time and be kind of working together at some point. But there's nothing that we have planned right now. I mean, it's kind of difficult. He's in Idaho. I'm in LA. The rest of the cast and everyone are in Sacramento where we filmed it. So it's just kind of difficult. But yeah, we definitely would like to work on something again in the future.
Definitely.
I gotcha. All right. Sure, I'm trying to think, like, because I want to talk so much about the movie, but I don't want to give a lot of it away.
No, that's fine.
So, okay, I guess just a couple quick questions about the movie and everything.
It's a comedy. It's not like you're going to give away a big twist ending or anything.
I know, but I don't want to talk about every funny thing. And now some people look at it like, oh, yeah, he did mention that and stuff like that, Like, oh, so the guy who stole the car, who was that?
That's the guy who went. That's the guy who went to our school. His name's Josiah, and he was just one of our friends. And I had this role in the script, and I was like, "Hey, would you want to do this?" And I don't think he'd really acted in anything before, and he said, "Yeah, that'd be fun." And he just knocked it out of the park. That's a lot of people's favorite part of the movie.
He's my favorite part of the movie for sure. All the scenes with him as we first approach when he was trying to break into that other car, up to when he approaches us to say that we're blocking him in, and then he drives off. It's just like, it was just, all his parts were just gold. It was great.
I just loved how his name was also Curtis with a K, and you blame it on his name for him being a bad person.
Curtis would suck, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, I loved it. And, what the hell was the other part? The other part, like when you guys were walking back after the car got stolen, then Garth grabs a girl's hand, and within 5 seconds, you just blow up and fire him.
Yeah, that was the last straw.
It's like there was nothing to show them together whatsoever up until that point, and then they hold hands, and you're just like, "That's it, you're fired." It's like one of the main characters of the movie. You just tell her she's gone, And then, how was doing that kissing scene between you guys? Was that enjoyable?
That's
that's
the right answer.
It's a little movie magic. We didn't know this in real life, so.
Oh, nice.
We got pretty close though.
Now, I know in the documentary, the movie was made and it was brought to the Boring Film Festival and everything. Was the actual movie itself, the one we're discussing, was that actually presented in an actual film festival? Like, did you guys attempt to do that, or?
Yeah, we it played at a couple film festivals. We had our premiere at one called the Columbia Gorge International Film Festival in Big Bear area. So we all the cast went up there for a weekend. It was really fun. And then it played at another one called the Davis International Film Festival. So it played at a couple festivals.
Oh, that's cool. I've always wanted to go to these festivals and check them out and everything. I just never really find a time or opportunity. And I don't know if there's too many around.
There's all kinds of them, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
There's a lot of interesting and very good films that show at the festival. So if you ever do get a chance to get out to one, I definitely recommend it. It's a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, and you meet a lot of cool people who are also filmmakers, and you guys just kind of talk about your projects, and it's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I always wanted to get one. It's just I'm not sure if there's one in my area. I'm gonna look because I definitely want to check it out because I enjoy more. I enjoy watching independent films a little bit more nowadays than I do a lot of stuff that are coming out, because a lot of things that are coming out now are remakes or sequels to movies that already happened, compared to when you look at independent filmmakers, it's something new and different, and that's why that's what I enjoy about it. That's how I enjoy doing the show, meeting these people who are creating their own web series and their own movies and everything, because it's their concepts that they're putting into film, rather than these major filmmakers are saying, hey, let's remake this, or let's get a sequel to this, or a prequel to that, or have the same idea of this movie, we'll just change the name.
That's where all the money is, they see, so that's why they keep doing it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of our fault because we keep buying tickets.
That's true.
Oh, jeez. Well, where can everyone find this movie at, if they wanted to watch it?
Well, you can watch it for free on Amazon.com. If you just search in We Make Movies, it'll be the first thing that comes up. It's even if you don't have Amazon Prime, it's free. You just have to watch an ad before the movie plays. Or if you want to have a copy to download or watch on the airplane or anything, you can go to our website. It's at wmmfilm.com. And, you can watch it however you like.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, Travis, you said you used to make movies too. What kind of movies did you make?
Oh, shit. The major movie that we used to make when we were younger, it was me, my buddy Jason, and my friend Derek. And what we would do is, so they were big into horror movies. They like scary movies and shit like that. I'm not a fan of them whatsoever. I don't like things jumping out and scaring you. I mean, there's no point, So I hated horror movies, but for some reason, those were the ones that we made, and I always end up having to be the villain in it, because I'm, at that time I was 6'1", I was a bigger guy, and my buddy who was the victim was about 5'6", 5'7". So there's no way you have someone who's 5'7", trying to murder someone who's 6 foot tall. And then my buddy Derek was the guy behind the camera, because he doesn't have the face for camera, and he knows that. So. But he's actually the one who does all the editing for our show, so he's gonna hear me say that about him, but he knows.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but he's the one who did all the editing and the recording and everything. We used his parents' video camera, and that was back when you had to put the cassette tape in it. It wasn't you hook it up to a computer, you actually put the tape in. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we would make what's up? Oh yeah, there's those little small ass ones and everything, and if it broke, you're screwed, because you can't upload it onto the computer. You have to put into a bigger tape, put on VCR. It was a mess. It was, but he did it. I mean, he had the ability to do it. I was so proud of him, because I couldn't understand that for anything. So we did some horror movies. They're like 10, 15 minutes long, nothing special. It was always at the same house, and it was like the same concept, like most famous filmmakers do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started doing some investigation detective movies, and we actually created a trilogy for them. It was called Interrogation. I know I have the DVDs of all our old shows, but those were more like, those were a little bit longer. Those were like 45 minutes and everything. Like, it was like one movie, like I was the cop and Jason was the bad guy, and then the next movie Jason was the cop and Derek was the bad guy, and then the next one Derek was the cop and I was the bad guy. Because we really didn't get a lot of people involved in movies because people were too busy doing whatever they're doing. Once in a while, like, we get people in. I think Colin was in one of our movies. He had one scene, and all he did was yell, "What'd you do to Mr. Robinson?" That was the only scene he had. We had a few people here and there do another movie too, but actually the third Interrogation Room movie that we did, it was never edited, it wasn't completed, and I really want to do that. But Derek's kind of embarrassed about some of the movies he was in. But congratulations to you guys for doing a movie that's 112 minutes, because I was trying to stretch my movies into 40 minutes, and that was stressful enough.
Mm-hmm.
How long did
the original cut was, what was it, like almost 2 hours long?
It was longer. When I just basically put everything that we had filmed together, I think it was 2.5 hours. And from there, I kind of had to decide what was important and what wasn't.
Oh.
So there were definitely a few good moments that I think were worthy that didn't get cut down just for time's sake. Because I think that the festival, we had to cut it down to a specific time, right, for it to be able to be entered into the festival.
No, it just was too long. A comedy can only be so long. It's still a little too long, I think. But there was no real way to cut anything else that wouldn't impact the story or a call back from another scene or something. So.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, like, even though, so your movie was 112 minutes long, or 112 minutes long, an hour and 55 minutes, whatever it is. But the thing is, like, with your movie, it didn't seem like it was that long. Like, it kept moving and everything. Like, I felt like I was watching it for like maybe about 45, 50 minutes at the most. I didn't realize I was watching for an hour longer than that, because it kept moving and it kept you interested in the movie. That it just flowed, and that's what I liked about it. And that's to me what a great movie is. It's a movie that you get into so much you didn't realize how long it really was until you're over. I'm like it went by so quick, and it was so entertaining and everything. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to blow smoke up your guys' ass in any way. I'm being completely honest with you. I really enjoyed this movie.
Oh, that's great to hear. Thank you.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's not the last time I'm gonna watch it. I am gonna watch it again, because it's just like, you guys did such a great job with these characters and everything. It's amazing to me, and I strongly every time I talk to somebody, since we've first started talking last week, every time I watch it from the first time, I keep telling people, like, go on to Amazon and watch it. Just watch. If you have some downtime on Saturday after work, whatever, just sit down and watch it, because it's funny. If you enjoy like kind of those realistic documentary type films, stuff like that, you would enjoy it. And I tell all my friends who like watch The Office and Parks and Recs and stuff like that, like you said, like, it has a similar view to it. I tell them, like, watch it, because if you enjoyed that, you're going to enjoy this.
Yeah, well, that's awesome to hear. Thank you for watching it in the first place.
Absolutely,
this is definitely a movie that we made it because we wanted to make it. So it's not really something that we lost money making it. It's basically, the whole reason we make movies is because hopefully someone out there will watch it and have fun for an hour and a half or whatever. Have some laughs and have a good time. So that's good to hear.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I work a night job, and I get home at like 1:30 in the morning. I watched it the night I got home. I didn't go to bed till 3 o'clock, because I'm like, I'm gonna finish it. Yeah, like I didn't care because I started. I'm like, I could easily watch the rest of it later, but I couldn't turn it off. Like I sat there, and I watched it, and and half the time was I'm just waiting for Donnie to punch Steve in the face. I was waiting for that moment, and it hurt when it did happen. I was like, just one like.
You took my hat off. Got that scene where you take my hat off very fervently. That's as close as
That's equivalent to Donnie punching someone.
That's as close as Donnie ever gets to punching someone.
Oh God, I love the part where you're camping out in the backyard, and you just said you abandoned society as a whole. I was just like, oh my God. I love this movie. I'm so glad I got to watch it. I'm so glad I was able to talk with you guys about this. Real quick before we go, I do want you to kind of tell everyone where they can find you, as far as like social media and everything like that. So real quick, you want to do that where they can kind of find you guys, not just your movie, but you.
I got Twitter. I've got not that many followers. I don't post that often, but my Twitter is @MattTory. As simple as that. Jordan, do you have Twitter or anything?
I'm kind of in the dark.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't have Twitter or Instagram. I do have a Facebook, but I'm hardly on it. Yeah. I definitely need to start getting a little more involved with the internet world, as I'm told by many people.
Yeah.
So at some point in time, hopefully soon, I'll have some stuff going, and I'll certainly let people know. But as for now, I'm just JoJo Hopewell on Facebook. Mm-hmm.
It's funny because all like the people in this movie, like when it comes to like when the movie's done and having to promote it, like none of the actors in this movie are ever like on social media or anything. So it's kind of if we wanted to have made a movie that we could promote really well and have people posting about it on Facebook and stuff, this was the wrong cast, but that's fine with me.
That's what we're gonna do for you. Like I'm gonna post on Twitter about it, Facebook about it. It's gonna be in the show notes for this episode about it. It's so great being able to talk to you guys and everything. I mean, and you guys got IMDb's, which is completely awesome to me. It's like one of the things I kept scrolling through, during kind of the run through of all the notes and everything for the movie. So congratulations for having IMDb, which is totally awesome in my book.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, we were still on that too.
Yeah, well, that's how I found out that there was that secondary movie. So I was really excited when I heard about that. So before I say goodbye, I do want, I got this small little segment that I want to do with you guys, just called Freakin' Curious. It's just 5 random questions about just whatever just pops in mind. Like, I don't even have these written down. I just think of them, and then I ask him. And he just says, give me an honest answer. There's no right or wrong. It's not a test in any way. So if you had to choose one movie for you to be the character in, to take the place of a previous actor, what would be your favorite movie, and what character would you play in that movie?
Oof. I'll let Jordan go first while I think.
Oh, man. Boy, I guess it would be, two things come to mind. Either Star Wars, and I'd want to be Boba Fett, because I just love his gear, or Indiana Jones, and I'd want to be Indiana Jones.
Now, which Indiana Jones movie? All of them?
All of them. Oh, yeah.
All of them?
Just specifically Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, right, Jordan?
Yeah, specifically that one. No, probably more so Raiders of the Lost Ark. That would be my favorite of the set there.
Okay.
I would say, you mean to be the character or to act in it?
To be the actor that portrayed that character.
Well, I don't really consider myself an actor. I don't really like acting, but if I had to choose, I would say Back to the Future is my favorite movie. So I would say Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
Which one's your favorite one?
The first one. It's classic.
The first one? Yeah. Yeah, my favorite one is the third one, just because I'm a Western type guy. But I do like all of them. I think if I had to compare, I think the third one would be my favorite because of the Western theme to it. The first one would fall next, but the second one I wasn't too much of a fan of. I wasn't the futuristic stuff was kind of to me. But I love Back to the Future too. It's like one of the only trilogies I actually watched. And people give me a lot of shit because like I never watched Lord of the Rings.
Right?
You gotta get on that.
Like, I've never been a Lord of the Rings fan, and I just never got big into it. Like I watched Harry Potter. I mean,
I wasn't a Lord of the Rings fan either, but I really love those movies. I never read the books or anything.
Well, so Joey came out. What was that? Last weekend, 2 weekends ago, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and I wanted to watch Lord of the Rings, but it wasn't on Comcast to watch, and I'm not spending $5 to watch it if I'm not gonna like it. So no one's ever came up to me and said, hey, you want to watch the Lord of the Rings? And it's just never did. I mean, they did with Harry Potter. I watched Harry Potter. I watched Twilight for God's sakes because people say, hey, it wasn't well, I'm not gonna lie.
But you haven't watched Lord of the Rings. That's a little disappointing.
It's the modern day love story. I'm sorry. Okay, I apologize. But no, it's just like people came up to me and said, hey, you want to watch this? And I say, sure. No one's ever done that with Lord of the Rings. No one's ever brought up Lord of the Rings to me and said, hey, you want to watch this? Because I would give it the best.
It's definitely a time commitment.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
It's a long trilogy.
Because you gotta watch the extended version.
Yeah, it's the only way to watch Lord of the Rings.
And I know that sounds like a big undertaking, but it is worth it.
It is.
I will find a Saturday to watch Lord of the Rings. Now, do I need to watch The Hobbit with it, or is that just something?
No, the Hobbit movies are
steaming pile.
Okay, I will make it a priority to watch Lord of the Rings. There's a video store 6 miles from me. I will rent all 3 of them and sit down and watch all of them, and then I'll let you guys know how it went. I will do that.
Yeah, let us know.
Or you could borrow them.
Colin, you own them?
I do.
Okay, I'll borrow them from Colin. So I'll borrow them from Colin, and I'll watch them one day because I don't have the relationships that Joey and Colin do, so I'm the boring one on here. Oh, God. So what was that, one question? Okay, I need 4 more questions. All right, so if you were to have a last meal, what would that meal be?
I'm going to say a Chick-fil-A combo number 1 with a sweet tea.
Nice.
Probably chicken divan.
What?
Chicken divan. You never had chicken divan?
I don't think so.
It's really good. Look it up sometime.
Chicken divan?
Yeah, it's like a kind of chicken casserole. It's made in the oven, and it has kind of soupy stuff around it, and then crunchy stuff that's baked on top. And I don't even know what's in it.
It looks good.
It's actually amazing. There's broccoli. Usually there's some broccoli in there.
Cheese.
Did your mom make that or something?
Yeah, my mom makes it.
Okay.
It's the best meal ever.
Nice.
Dream vacation spot where if you could go anywhere as a vacation, where would it be?
I've always wanted to go to China.
Ooh.
I always want to go to New Zealand.
Oh, I'd love to go to New Zealand too. So I'll say New Zealand. We can go together.
There we go. That sounds good.
Nice.
And that's where they filmed Lord of the Rings, Travis. Just so you know.
You don't break the mythicalness for me. I was gonna assume it was gonna be at Hodor or wherever the hell it is.
Hodor is a Game of Thrones character.
Okay, well I'm close enough. It'll be okay. I'll correct myself when I'm watching. I'm like, of course it's not Hodor, but they got like dwarf things and shit in there or whatever. I gotta watch the movies. Now I'm just embarrassing myself. Shit. What was that 3? You never think 5 random questions would be this hard. Favorite movie of the last 5 years?
Jordan, do you have anything?
I really, and this might be cliche, but I really enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought that was just phenomenal. It was Marvel characters that I'd never heard of in a movie that I was not expecting to really enjoy, and it was just fantastic. I thought they did a great job with it. Probably mainly because the actors that they had in there, I really enjoyed Chris Pratt. But yeah, I think that's one of my favorites of the past 5 years.
I would say, man, that's like asking me to pick like a favorite child or something. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to think about what came out in the last 5 years. Was Little Miss Sunshine in the last 5 years? No, it wasn't.
No, that was like 10 years
That's
ago.
like 10 years ago. I will say, maybe it's just because it's recent, but I'm on a big La La Land kick.
You know, I've never seen it. Is it good?
It's really good. It's really good. It has its haters, but I love it.
All right. I saw when I was going through Amazon Prime, I saw they had Manchester by the Sea on there for free. I thought about checking that out.
It's good. It's a downer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
La La Land kind of is a downer too, but maybe a little less so.
But you'll cry with a smile.
We'll cry with a smile.
I'd say Room as well. Did you guys see Room?
I've not seen Room. I haven't outside of Marvel, I haven't really seen a new movie in like the last 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, I just like I'm more of a classic movie guy. Like when it comes to like movies, like I like westerns, I like older action movies. You know, that's what I grew up on. And then like there's some other like action movies that came out, like The Expendables I enjoy, Taken I loved. Everything else has just been Marvel movies and everything. I'm not big into like I don't know. It's like some of the new movies like I want to see. I just never get an opportunity to get to the theater and actually watch them. So I kind of wait for them to go on sale at Family Video, and I just buy them for like $5 a piece.
Nice.
So I will watch a movie for the first time this year that maybe came out in like 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell people like, oh my God, have you seen this? Like, you mean that movie that came out 3 years ago? I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah, we had 3 years ago. I'm like, damn it. So, but when it comes to Marvel, I know. Oh shit. All right. So one more question.
I haven't seen all the Marvel movies, so those are the kind of movies I don't necessarily see.
I've seen all of them except for the new Guardians of the Galaxy. I just watched Doctor Strange a couple weeks ago because it was on Netflix, but the new Galaxy I haven't seen yet. And I like
Guardians of the Galaxy a lot. I haven't seen the new Captain America: Civil War or whatever. I just didn't. I just wasn't interested to watch it. But
I don't blame you. How about we do that for the final question? If you could be one Marvel superhero, who would it be and why?
Iron Man, I guess, because he gets to make cool stuff.
Good answer.
Probably Spider-Man. I hate spiders, but I think it'd be cool to be able to climb up walls and shoot with it and fly through the air like that. I think that'd be sweet. And he's got all those acrobatic skills too.
Yeah.
That's true. I like that. I would have never thought anyone would say Spider-Man. And yet I was kind of surprised that no one said Thor. How come nobody wants to be Thor?
I know Thor is. I mean, he's pretty rad to be because he's crazy strong. He's like basically invisible. He's a god. But he's just, I don't know. I guess maybe because I don't feel like I'm Viking enough to be Thor.
I got you. I get what you're saying.
What about Iron Man's agent, Jon Favreau or whatever? I'll be him.
Ooh, Happy?
Happy, yeah.
Also good answer.
He's in the first and the third Iron Man movie, I think.
Oh, is he like the secondary Iron Man? He gets the other suit?
No, that's Rhodey.
He's like Iron Man's agent, right? Or something like that? Yeah.
Agent, head bodyguard.
Yeah.
And I get told I get told sometimes that I remind people of Jon Favreau, so I'll go with that.
Nice.
Oh shit. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you so much for talking with us and everything. It's incredible to speak with you guys, especially after watching the movie, because it just thank you. I don't want to say anything stupid. So
Hey, well, thanks for having us. This was a pleasure. Thanks for watching the movie and laughing at our stupid jokes in the movie. So
I loved it. Like I said, like I loved it. I'm gonna watch it again. I encourage everyone to go and check it out. Like, you know, like Matt said, it's on Amazon. You can search it, you can find it. It literally is like the second thing I think that pops up when you search it. Real quick, now on Amazon, Matt, what was the email or the website they could find it at?
It's wmmfilm.com. So WMM, like we make movies, film.com.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you guys again for coming on. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, Colin can do his little segment.
Looking for a podcast to listen to? Look up Geek Dig Pod. They've got comics, movies, music, video games, tech, or whatever your geeky little heart desires. Look them up at geekdigpod.com, on Instagram or Twitter at geekdigpod, on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, The Satchel Player, or Player FM. The Geek Dig podcast is part of the Tangent Bound, BS Podcast Network, and the We Be Geeks Network.
All right, we are back to the episode. Awesome talk we had with those guys. I look forward to talking to them again in the future. And like I mentioned countless times during the interview, make sure you guys go watch this movie on Amazon. Literally, it's free. Search it. Perfect movie to watch. Another perfect thing that you can enjoy is coming up right here on this freaking show. It's another segment hosted by Colin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another segment of This Frickin' State of Mind. You know, it's that little segment during our show where we go through each state, telling you some facts about those states. And we do them in alphabetical order. If you all remember, last week's was North Carolina. Well, moving right on, we go straight to North Dakota. North Dakota is a good state. You know, it's that one in the middle up top. So let's get started. The town of Rugby is the geographical center of North America. A rock obelisk about 15 feet tall, flanked by poles flying the U.S. and Canadian flags, mark the location. West Hope. Yeah, that is pretty interesting, ain't it, Joe?
It really is. I'm totally fascinated by it.
Now, see, every time I was reading that, I was thinking United States. I'm like, how is that the center of the United States? But it's not. It's the North America. And North America consists more than just the U.S. So,
man, North America is huge if it's in North Dakota.
Yeah. Yeah. West Hope, located on U.S. Highway 83, is a port of entry into Canada. Each year, more than 72,000 vehicles cross the border at this point. An attempt to drop the word North from the state name was defeated by the 1947 Legislative Assembly. Again, in 1989, the legislature rejected two resolutions intended to rename the state Dakota. Man, could you imagine that? And that's not even that long ago. It's a year after I was born.
That's really weird.
So, when Dakota Territory was created in 1861, it was named for the Dakota Indian tribe. Dakota is a Sioux word meaning friends or allies. Petroglyphs carved into two granite boulders give Riding Rock State Historic Site near Gernora its name. Though their origins are obscure, the drawings probably represent the Thunderbird, a mythological figure sacred to late prehistoric Plains Indian. Outlines of the bird, showing its wings extended and surrounded by abstract designs, appear on both sides. This name, Rough Rider State, originally originated in a state-supported tourism promotion of the 1960s and 70s. It refers to the first U.S. volunteer cavalry that Theodore Roosevelt organized to fight in the Spanish-American War. The Dakota Dinosaur Museum in Dickinson houses 12 full-scale dinosaurs, thousands of rock, mineral, and fossil specimens, and a complete real Triceratops and Edmontosaurus. Richardson is home to the Abbey Church of Richardson is home to the Abbey Church, a Bavarian Romanesque structure. Lofty arches, 52 stained glass windows, 24 paintings of saints on canvas above the arches, and a huge carved crucifix delineate the impressive interior.
Interesting.
Sitting Bull Burial State Historic Site, located on the western edge of Fort Yates, marks the original grave of the Hunkpapa Sioux leader. During the Ghost Dance unrest of 1890, an attempt was made to arrest him at his home on the Grand River in South Dakota, and a skirmish ensued in which Sitting Bull was killed. The largest buffalo monument is located at Frontier Village in Jamestown. The structure is 26 feet high, 46 feet long, and weighs 60 tons. President Theodore Roosevelt first came to Dakota Territory in September of 1883 to hunt bison. Before returning home to New York, he became interested in the cattle business and established the Maltese Cross Ranch and the Elkhorn Ranch. The world-famous Paul Brosty Rock Museum in Parshall is built of natural granite quarried from the area. The entire structure was constructed with volunteer labor and opened for business in 1965. Paul called it his Acropolis on the hill.
Interesting.
Do you know what an Acropolis is?
It's like a high city.
Okay.
Or the Acropolis was a city in ancient Greece.
Oh, okay. Named after Henry D. Minot. Minot. Yeah, Minot. I don't know. M-I-N-O-T.
Good enough.
It probably has a weird pronunciation. A young entrepreneurial visionary from the east, the town of Minot was conceived in the late 1800s. With the impending arrival of the Great Northern Railroad, the town site was actually selected in November of 1886. Its phenomenal growth led to the early nickname Magic City. Neoner Funeral Home in Rugby has changed the skyline of Rugby with the construction of a 30-foot tower containing 13 bells, the largest bells of which there are two, which are 40 inches in diameter and weigh about 1,300 pounds each. In 1982, Rutland hosted what was considered the granddaddy of all celebrations when the town went into the Guinness Book of World Records with the cooking and eating of the world's largest hamburger. That year, between 8,000 and 10,000 people came to sample the tasty 3,591-pound burger.
Wow.
Holy shit. I mean, I would love to eat that too.
No kidding.
But Turtle Lake celebrates turtles. I would never have guessed that. Hard-shelled reptiles often found in the water. Turtle Lake has erected a 2-ton sculpture of a turtle near the entrance to the city. The town is the home of the annual United States Turtle Racing Championship. Lawrence Welk left his home in Strasbourg on his birthday in 1924 to pursue his musical career. On July 2nd, 1955, he made his debut on national television. The Lawrence Welk Show was produced for 26 years, and today reruns of the popular program air weekly through the U.S. and foreign countries. I have never heard of it.
I don't know if I have. It sounds familiar, but I don't know what it was about.
I will have to look that up. The Lewis and Clark expedition encountered their first grizzly brown bear in North Dakota. A 12-foot-high bronze statue of Saskawea and her baby son, Baptiste, stands at the entrance to the North Dakota Heritage Center on the state capitol grounds in Bismarck. The statue by Chicago artist Leonard Brunel depicts Saskawea with her baby strapped to her back and looking westward towards the country she helped to open. The piles of rock on White Butte, North Dakota's highest point, are known as the Rock Johnnies, or sheep herders' monuments, and according to legend, were piled there by sheep herders as a way to pass the time while they tended their flocks. I'm just
giggle.
I'm just herding my sheep. I might as well just throw these rocks in a pile.
I'm herding my sheep up White Butte.
Yeah. The International Peace Garden straddles the international boundary between North Dakota and Canada, province of Manitoba. In 1956, the North Dakota Motor Vehicle Department, on its own initiative, placed the words Peace Garden State on license plates. The name proved so popular that it was formally adopted in 1957 legislature. Fort Union Trading Post was the principal fur trading depot in the upper Missouri River region from 1829 to 1867. And for our last and final fact for the great state of North Dakota, only the best come north is the motto of the Minute Air Force Base, located a few miles outside of Minot's city limits. The military community draws personnel from all over the world. And thank you, everyone, for listening to another segment of This Frickin' State of Mind. Please come back next week and join me for our next date. And this is where I toss it back over to Travis.
Well, thank you, Colin.
No problem.
I'm glad you happened to mention the fact about the Rough Riders, because Teddy Roosevelt is by far my favorite president. And I love the stories and histories about the Rough Riders themselves. Again, Western themes, everything like that. Totally awesome. So, badass group, badass condom, Rough Riders. Oh, shit. I had another announcement to make, and unfortunately I cannot make that announcement because I cannot find the information on it.
Oh, no.
I know, right? And it's pretty fucking important to find it. But real quick, I'll give everyone a quick update on what's going on in Firepit and everything. Starting next Sunday, they're going to start doing jam band nights, which I believe are going to be, it started tonight on the 25th. It's going to go to July, I believe it's from now until July 16th. Every Sunday, they're going to do kind of a jam band night. So basically, the whole concept of it is different people from different bands can get together and just play. I believe since Ripley Street was there on Saturday, like I went to, I believe Kenny, the lead singer from it, was also there again tonight to kind of just play. I think, obviously we do the show on Sunday night, so I probably won't make it up there to see him. But to those who like the idea, I definitely recommend you trying it out. Awesome. I'm able to make the fucking announcement. Woo! Okay. So make sure you check out that. They're doing that for the next couple Sundays. Also on July 22nd, if you guys like vulgar musical humor, they have a band called Stevie Starlight who comes in. Older dude, says a lot of offensive things, but he does it in the name of comedy. I know my parents go up there and enjoy it. My mom, not so much, but Carl definitely finds him to be a hoot.
Good.
Yeah. The announcement I did want to make beyond that is, for those of you who know the band who created our theme song, Entropy, they have officially changed the name of their band.
Okay.
So to give you guys a quick update and to update us on what we need to kind of understand or not understand, but basically just for an update for everyone, because I'm assuming Colin and Joe did not know this as well. So Entropy is no longer known as Entropy. The band is now called Johnny Tryhard.
That's right. I did see that, something about that.
Yeah. So
on the Facebooks.
Yeah. So now our theme song isn't created by the band Entropy, is now created by the band Johnny Tryhard. So if you go on Facebook and look at the band who created our song and you try searching Entropy, it may or may not show up anymore. Look for Johnny Tryhard. They should show up. They did a Battle of the Bands, I believe, last week or a couple weeks ago, and they're going to play a show coming up here soon. If I get the information from them, I can let you guys know as well.
Good deal.
I think that's it. You guys got anything else?
Nope.
Perfect. Oh. Hey, Joe.
Yes.
Every week our listeners can catch Geek Cast Joe here on this freaking show. But if 1 hour a week isn't enough, where else can they find you?
If you need more than 1 hour of Geekcast Joe, you can find me over the Geekcast Live podcast at gcl.ninja. You can also find me on Facebook, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitter by searching Geekcast Live.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, like I've mentioned before, one of the hosts, Travis T, myself, started up a secondary podcast known as Just Freakin' Wrestling, the JFW podcast based purely on pro wrestling. So if you're a fan of pro wrestling and want to find another alternative to find wrestling information, check out JFW Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we're on iTunes and Podbean. But make sure you also follow this freaking show as well on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can hear our episodes on Podbean, on iTunes, and Google Play, and I believe we're still on Stitcher. I think that's it. Make sure you check out Facebook for Firepit Bar and Grill, Johnny Tryhard, this freaking show, JFW Podcast, Geekcast Live. As always, I am Travis T.
I'm Awkward Kyle.
And I'm Geekcast Joe.
Thank you for listening to another episode of this freaking show. I'm out.